Hey everyone. So today I'm going to be looking at two of my box sets of laserdiscs. One is a Criterion collection of 7, and the other is the Star Wars Trilogy Special Edition. So there's the 7. Now the distress that you actually see on the box is part of the box art. It's actually quite a beautiful piece. Anyway, so I'm going to put that aside for a second. And the next one is the widescreen Star Wars Trilogy Special Edition. This box is beautiful. It's got a nice almost leather feel to it. It's not actually leather, but it's got a nice leather-like feel to it. So I'm going to go back to 7 for a second. Here we go. 7 was a movie that was really pivotal for me when I was growing up, and this was in high school. One of my buddies introduced me to this. It was a very dark movie. And for those of you who don't know it, it's roughly about a psychology of a man named John Doe. He is out to exact a statement about the 7 sins, which are lust, greed, envy, sloth, gluttony, pride, and wrath. Now, the main characters are Morgan Freeman as Detective Somerset and Brad Pitt as Detective Mills. The amount of work that was done on this movie was unlike anything I'd ever seen before. There was a scene where they walk in on one of the characters that was dealt with by John Doe, and there were hundreds of photos. And what is kind of cool is on the Criterion collection, and I'm sure you can find it in other places, is all the photos that were done in different stages of makeup. So there was an impressive amount of photos that were done just for that, and books that were handwritten in that were just amazing. So what's kind of cool with the Laserdisc, and it's something that not even the theatrical release has, is they used a process called CCE, which sort of made the darkers dark and the lights lighter, and gave it a really stunning look. Now the problem is it was a very expensive process to make, to do this, so not a lot of the theaters even had this. So this was, the Laserdisc is a truer representation of what is a more accurate representation of what the movie was meant to look like. So if you've never seen the Laserdisc version, and I don't know if they've done it on the Blu-ray or any of the other later versions. Now this is a booklet that comes with 7, and there's a little bit of an explanation about what I was just talking about. And here is what I'm talking about earlier when I mentioned a great amount of detail went into this. This is all handwriting, this is all done, and it's beautifully done all the way to the back. So that's the booklet. Now the discs themselves, they come in this nice case, and unfortunately, because of the way it is, this is the way that it looks. So they put it 4 discs just like that. But if you're not pulling this out all the time, then that's fine. Now then, this is, like I said, it's a Criterion collection. A Criterion collection often comes with the special features and all the other stuff that normally wasn't available on like the VHS. Just this was like a special edition. Now then, so this thing, the discs themselves have screenshots or photography and still shots and other stuff of different effects and the makeup and the other stuff that they've done, the outtakes, the deleted scenes. So if you know the ending, there was actually a second ending that was filmed that the studio wanted to push for, but I believe Morgan Freeman and Brad Pitt pushed for the ending that we all saw, the what's in the box ending. Now then, we're going to look at the Star Wars trilogy, and bear in mind this is not a review of the movie. The movie I liked. If you want to watch it, by all means. But these are more of a review of the box, the artwork, and so here we are. We have a widescreen Star Wars trilogy special edition. Like I said before, it sort of has that leather-like feel to it. On the back, it just simply says the names of the movies. So Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. And studio information. It's nice black and silver. And it sort of opens like a drawer. And that's what that looks like. So it comes with a booklet as well. And some beautiful behind the scenes shots here and explanations, some really nice artwork, and they really took their time with this. Now the movies themselves, they come in a black standard case, unlike the plastic wraps that we just saw in the other series. And they have Darth Vader on the discs. So this is actually 3 of 4, or side 4. So we're going to put that back. And that's really what is in there. So there's the discs. And it's a fair amount of discs. 5 discs? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 discs. Okay. So it's 5 discs in total, which should means that one side is blank. So there will actually be 9 sides because of the way that this was produced. Anyway, so it's a beautiful collection as well. And if you guys don't know anything about Star Wars, it's got one of the largest fan bases out there. It sort of revolutionized the way that we saw sci-fi movies of that era. Now, years later, they've come across, or they've redone them and stuff like that. This is why I sort of like the old versions, the laserdiscs and the other stuff like that, because this was closer to the original movies. Now, normally I pull out something at the end of it and just go on and explain that, you know, I am going to be doing other things over the next little while. But what I did was, I actually have the VHS versions of what I just showed over here. Now, this isn't actually a Criterion collection. This is actually a director's letterbox edition. This is a VHS, and I'll actually go into greater detail about VHSs and their care later. But I thought that this would be kind of a cool thing to show that I actually do have different formats of the videos. So this was actually a box that came, and what's kind of cool is in later versions of the Star Wars movies, this would actually say Star Wars Episode 4. And so they didn't actually have that on this collection. It's got a couple of fold-out panels, but it's really just, it's about focusing on the movies. Anyway, guys, there you have it. This is the first few videos that I have ever done. Normally I'm behind the camera, so please let me know what you think and if there's any way that I can improve. I will be back filming a lot more videos over the next little while, and they're not only going to be reviews. There's going to be other things like taste tests and other stuff. I do like to try and keep things different. I don't like to try and keep things stale. I have lots of movies. I got lots of books. These is a real bookshelf behind me. And I have other ones that are off camera. Now, obviously, I do like some of the more strange things, and over the next little while I'm going to probably start pulling out some of the more rare stuff that I have.